Arsenal silence the doubters again. People love to pretend Arsenal are in this vulnerable position. Arsenal are falling apart. But it's just not true. We've just won our 5th game in a row. Yeah, but you lost to Aston Villa. Okay. Before that, we was undefeated in 17 games. Top of the Champions League. Top of the Premier League. Semi-final with the Carabao Cup. Still fighting in the FA Cup. And it's no coincidence. This isn't by luck. Arsenal are grinding out these results. Arsenal are being efficient. Arsenal are producing the results this needed. Look, Man City put a bit of pressure on Arsenal today. They went life and death with Nottingham Forest. And they did say, look, we've just won another big 3 points. You have to win your game today. And for the most part, Arsenal made it very comfortable against Brighton. Now, when Brighton scored their goal, of course, the dynamic shifted slightly, but a very professional performance again, seeing out the game. We was never in danger, and that is what's so... And Gabriel's back. Big Gabby's back at a time when you're still top of the league is unbelievable. With all the injuries Arsenal have been through, to still be in this position is great work. Crazy work by Mikel Arteta. And what's great is we have a chance at redemption. We got 2 days rest and then we play Aston Villa on Tuesday. Such a great opportunity. Like I said, people like to put a negative spin and pretend like things are crumbling around Arsenal. I just don't feel that way. Now, was that performance perfect? No, I'm not going to sit here and lie to people. I would like to have seen Viktor Gyökeres maybe being slightly more efficient in front of goal. Gabriel Martinelli had a huge chance to make it slightly less stressful towards the end, and he misses a big opportunity as well. If you put those 2 chances away, all of a sudden, it's a totally different game. But that is ifs and buts. But football's a game about ifs and buts. Gyökeres scores. People are slating Viktor Gyökeres again, and it's nothing new to me. It's kind of expected now. You go on social media, you talk to rival fans, you even talk to some Arsenal fans, and the hate for Viktor Gyökeres is clearly there. I don't see it. I actually liked some of the things Viktor Gyökeres done today. Again, he wasn't perfect. I'm not going to insult people's intelligence by trying to portray this guy as the best striker in the league. He's not Haaland. Crazy to say that, I know. But he's not Haaland, but he can be a good striker for Arsenal. He did craft a good opportunity for himself where he blasted it at Verbruggen. And if that one goes in, again, it's a totally different conversation. David Raya, again, huge props need to be given because Brighton didn't craft too many opportunities for themselves. But the one where Minter whips that wicked left foot and David Raya to push that over is one of the best saves I've seen this season. So again, a massive shout out to David Raya. I want to hear people's thoughts on that game because there is a couple of different perceptions out there. People either approach this in a positive way, like I am, and say, that's 5 wins in a row. Arsenal are building. Big chance to make things right against Aston Villa, a game against Bournemouth and Liverpool coming up. So the way I look at it is mainly positive. Now I see people put in a negative and saying, look, we scraped past Brighton. We've had a couple of dodgy results recently. You can always approach every situation like that, but it's never the way to be. All you can do is look at the facts. The facts are Arsenal are top of the Champions League, top of the Premier League, semi-final. We're in a good position. Yeah, I don't know why there seems to be this hysteria around Arsenal. Now, I know a lot of it is driven by rival fans, but it is in the Arsenal fan base as well. I'm sure you guys hear about it. I see it under my comment section. I see it online, and I don't get it. I celebrate the fact we've just won our 5th game in a row. The only bad performance we've had recently, in my opinion, is the loss against Villa. And again, that was a bit fluky for Villa to get that goal. So I don't see things in a negative way whatsoever. Rice playing at right back just shows how good of a player he is. Like, I'm hearing some Ballon d'Or shouts for Declan Rice, and I'm not surprised because he is a total football player. You can play him right back. I bet you could play him left back. You can clearly play him centre back. He just performs no matter what position he plays in. Like, before I go any further, if you could help me out, hit like and subscribe. I'm like 20 subscribers away from 16,000. The big one for me is Gabriel coming back. We again saw Arsenal conceding in the second half. It wasn't quite as late this time, so the drama wasn't quite as intense as it has been in recent fixtures when Arsenal have conceded late. And I think Gabriel 100% shores that up. When you have the most dominant, aerially present centre-back in world football, the vocal point of Arsenal's backline, the dominator, the aggressor in Arsenal's backline, I guarantee now we see an improvement on Arsenal conceded those late goals. It's no coincidence to me that Arsenal start conceding in the second half when Gabriel was missing. Now, all of a sudden, Gabriel's back. I can almost guarantee those goals become less frequent. I would hope so. Anyway, we'll have to see going forward. Saka was again brilliant. Even Trossard, to be fair. And I've seen criticism for Trossard online, and I'm like, what are you lot? Are you watching the same game? Trossard was cooking. He was having such a hard time from them Brighton fans, and he didn't stop. Trickery, left, right, and centre, beating his man, whipping the ball in, cutting back, sending the guy to the chip shop. I just really like the winger's performance in this game. Again, Viktor Gyökeres missed a chance. That first one, I would have liked to have seen him do what he did in the later on in the game, where he just blasted it, put your foot through that. Now I know what he was trying as a striker. It seems easy enough in that position to just dink it over the goalkeeper. That's exactly what he's tried to do there, Viktor Gyökeres, and it hasn't paid off. That's the only thing people can bash Viktor Gyökeres for that game. People saying, oh, he's not technical, he's got a touch like he's playing with welly boots on, his link-up play is terrible. You're just not being truthful, because if you go back and watch that game, he was linking the play. There wasn't too many misplaced passes. When Gabriel Jesus come on, again, he looks busier because he's buzzing about, but was the up front position, the number 9 position, more efficient when Gabriel Jesus came on? Not necessarily, in my opinion. So again, it seems like people want to bash Viktor Gyökeres because it seems like the in thing at the minute. So yeah, I don't agree with it. We had the David Raya save, another set-piece goal. It was nice to see another set-piece goal return. We haven't been relying on these as much in recent weeks, so if we can start now adding these into our game, again, it will help us massively, because you're not going to create 5, 4, 3 chances even in every single game. So Arsenal have relied on those set-pieces, certainly early on in this season, and now Gabriel's back. I hope that proceeds again, because we do need... Hell, like, if Viktor Gyökeres isn't going to score in every game, we need different players to step up. We've seen it at times this season where Saka's stepped up, Declan Rice has stepped up, Gabriel stepped up, Urian Timbers scored a couple of goals, Zubimendi scored a couple of goals. So that's all we need. We need to keep sharing these goals. Arsenal don't seem destined to be a team that has a 30-goal-a-season player. Most people thought we was getting that in Viktor Gyökeres, but if we don't, fine, I still think we can win the league that way. People are adamant that you have to have a guy like Haaland who's going to score 25. You just don't get players like Haaland all the time. Like, he's a one-off player. Haaland is a freak. Arsenal don't have that. So we need guys chipping in with goals, and I think that's exactly what we're going to get with Gabriel. Like I said, Man City looked good early on in the day. And again, it was kind of a bit of life and death. They had to rely on a late goal. But for most of that game, you saw it was coming. Much how like Arsenal have been at points of this season, certainly early on, where it's like, well, a goal is coming. It's just inevitable. Yes, Forest are putting up a decent, valiant effort, but at some point, Man City will score. It just seems like that is what's going to happen. And I got that feeling with Arsenal in this game against Brighton. Again, there was a lot of nerves going into this game. People saying Man City have stuck it on us. Arsenal have to win. We've been shaky lately. We didn't see that. A very comfortable, confident first half from Arsenal. Some great football on display. So yeah, a huge 3 points going into a game against Aston Villa. That could be the defining moment of Arsenal's season. So many people are expecting Arsenal to slip up in that game. So if we don't, when we beat Aston Villa, people will start taking us seriously again. I think this result, when you go on YouTube, and I'm literally recording straight after the game, but I can almost guarantee if you go on some rival fans' YouTube channels after this, they will understand how big and how good of a result that was against Brighton. I don't think you'll see many people shaming Arsenal's win against Brighton 2-1, because for most of that game we was comfortable. For most of that game it was inevitable. Arsenal were just going to win this game. Yes, Brighton get a goal and all of a sudden it's a totally different out. Maybe Brighton get on top of Arsenal slightly, but we was never in full danger there. Like, towards the end of the game, it's very easy that game can get away from you. All of a sudden you're stressing. I didn't feel like we was in that position. I never felt like Brighton were actually going to go on and equalise, or even, worse than that, go on to win the game. I just never felt in danger, especially with Gabriel coming back. The defence seemed assured. I think Lewis Skelly's performance was good. I liked Nkapie. I think now what Arsenal, and it is a big question, so let me know if you agree, there may be a defensive shift in this Arsenal team. There may be a world where it's going to be Yuri and Timber, Saliba, Gabriel and Nketiah, because I've liked Nketiah's performances. Look, Calafiori's been great at left back. The last couple of performances, even Lewis Skelly's looked great at left back. But what a great headache to have for Mikel Arteta, to have 3 unbelievable left backs challenging for one position. And again, with Gabriel's reintroduction, another body in that back line, which allows you to rest a certain player, because we're in every single competition. We are going to need to rest some of these players at some point. But let me know your thoughts on everything you've heard in this video. What was your thoughts on the game? Who was your man of the match? What's your thoughts against Aston Villa? Of course, I've got a full match breakdown coming up about the Aston Villa game, so make sure you're subscribed for that. Thank you so much to everyone for watching and listening. If you haven't already, just hit like, and I'll speak to you all in tomorrow's video. Gooners, have a good day.